Now, Battlefield is a hobby of mine, or maybe you could just say it's a form of entertainment. I don't take it, well, when I say I don't take it serious, what I mean is this: it requires kind of an investment where you develop skills as a player and then you progress. Um, and when this Battlefield came out and I saw there was no scoreboard, I was kind of like, well, here's our wokeism, has finally made it to Battlefield. We saw it in Battlefield 5 a little bit, but it they tapered that down very quickly because people abandoned the game in droves, and then they learned no lessons. And I'm very curious right now as to why content creators aren't reading between the lines on today's news about the updates. Now, the first thing I saw was that content for Battlefield 2042 is going to be delayed. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. Do you think they really could have made significant changes by March? Now, I do think the content that they're going to drop has already been made, right? I mean, they just didn't throw it into the main game. That's why it's bare bones. There's nothing in the game practically. That's hyperbole, obviously. There's more than nothing to the game. But they probably are reworking systems. So when I heard it was delayed, I was actually happy. That was good news. Without knowing what was in this, what they were going to fix. So I was like, okay, I might have been wrong. If they're delaying the content, they may be making significant sweeping changes. And I thought, if they're doing that, I'm dead wrong about everything I've been saying about this game. Unfortunately, I think that I was right about what they're doing. I don't understand why a corporation and a developer can lie to your face, program a game designed for marketing lies, right? DICE put elements in this game so they can make like commercials and trailers to sell you something that isn't there. They made it so like Big Fry pointed out the Ronda Zook stuff they were showing. Why'd they put that there? To give you the impression they really stuck to their guns on Battlefield, which they didn't do, right? Look at the game modes they offered. And some of these game modes, in fact, all three of the game modes are just bare bones. They're just there to put in a commercial and in a trailer and let people speculate. And what they were doing was they knew these would be your aspirations for Battlefield, and they played on that and gave you, it's just a cash grab. And now notice content creators are still believing what these people are saying. Why? When will you learn to read between the lines on these things? Now, again, I want to make it very clear how important authorial intent is. If I intend to tell you something that my meaning is mine and I own the meaning to my statements, unless I'm a liar and a thief, then you should not listen to what I'm saying. And you should be reading between the lines. And these guys are proven liars, and we need to read between the lines. So let's talk about what's not in this patch. Anyone doing that? Because I don't see any of the content creators talking about what's not in the patch. Actually, Ghost Gaming offered, I think he came just short of exactly the issue of what's going on here. What we see is they're reworking the scoreboard. Now, scoreboard has come included with every Battlefield, and they've taken on our advice on how scoreboard ought to be, right? They didn't know how scoreboard ought to be? No. What they did is they wanted to pad it to make it look like, oh, this is what the community actually wants, so that's what we're going to do to make it look like they're listening. Look, I think it was Winston Churchill that said, in war, the most important thing is truth. And it's so important, it's often guarded by bodyguards of lies. Sure, dice will throw you a bone to make you think that that you're going to get the scoreboard you wanted. And the idea there is what? Progression. That you as a player will get better. That's what makes Battlefield so great. You as a player get better. You work harder for it. But let's talk about what's not being talked about, and that is skill-based matchmaking. There will be no server browser, which has been in every Battlefield game. There'll be no server browser. They're also not talking about platoons. So that whole concept of you being a team is gone. They will not be bringing back platoons, which is that's most of the fun of Battlefield, because you play with your friends on there that you've met playing Battlefield. You have a common interest right away. But don't worry, they're going to bring back voice chat. Okay, they're going to bring back voice chat so you can talk with people that you're in the squad with. But then when you are with skill-based matchmaking, you go to a new lobby almost every other round, right? So you're going to be talking to people for a little while, and then you're going to move to another lobby. So this will be the big reveal, okay? What they're not telling you is the full scoreboard and the VoIP, which is the voice recognition. Both of those things will reveal skill-based matchmaking. And what you're going to hear is it's probably too late to fix that. That's what you're going to hear. So the game's going to have to be delayed. But what they're hoping is when they drop this content, you'll look past those things. And let's be fair, we probably will. But then it'll become clear that you can't ever meet anybody when you play Battlefield. Just like on Call of Duty, right? No one really meets anybody very, very long. They go to one lobby to another, it's all new people. They also have noticed that they are not reworking, have not mentioned reworking specialists. So they may rework specialists themselves, but they're not reworking the combat roles. Those are probably not being implemented. So why is there a delay? Well, the delay is they're going to fix some of the old maps. They're going to put new cover and everything on the maps, and probably have to fix the map they've already made to drop in the DLC in the summer. So they would much rather you believe that they're doing really good stuff and forced to delay the game because of all the work they're doing, than to believe that the whole concept of personal progression is being entirely eliminated. Now, how does skill-based matchmaking eliminate personal progression? Because it throws you into lobbies with people of similar skill, right? This will never ultimately work for Battlefield, in my opinion, but you can never feel like you're progressing. You can never look and go, oh, I'm getting better. So for example, you may see the same player often, and when you first start playing the game, they have better scores than you and they kill you a few times. And then as you get better, you're starting to see on occasion your scores are better than theirs and you're killing them a few times. Those days are over. There is no more of that. And so I'm not looking at what they're going to do. I'm looking at what they're not going to do. And what they're not going to do is fix the biggest problem the game has, and that's skill-based matchmaking. Now, I have friends of mine that I talk to, they just don't think that's a big deal. And I see it as just treading water. It's just your wheels spinning in the mud. No matter how good you get, you never see results of your improvement. So that's where I think this is. I think that this delay doesn't mean a thing. I think it means nothing. I think that they're going to put more cover on the maps and they're going to give you the scoreboard that I want for sure. But as long as there's no server browser and as long as there's no combat roles, and then for you guys who've been hanging in there and continuing to play this game, it's really bad for you all. I haven't been playing the game, and I don't know if the opportunity for a refund comes, I will be asking for one. And I'll be fine with never playing this game again. But I will say, for those of you who've been playing it and hung in there, I am really probably most upset for you because now there's not going to be nobody playing the game no matter what improvements they make. Oh well. It's good to see Battlefield 5 though, and Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 are raging. They're really, you can go on and find a server any time of day, middle of the night, middle of the day. That's pretty sweet. So All right. Have a good one.